Good morning, 8th grade. Just wanted to say hey and thank you for joining me today. Today we are going to talk about one of our SEL lessons. Actually, we're going to throw two in here. So we're going to talk about the social factors that contribute to bullying and then the environmental factors that can contribute to bullying. So what you need for this time together today is a piece of paper and a pencil or a pen or a marker or whatever you decide to write with, but something to write on and with. And in this lesson, we will examine how our different beliefs, attitudes, behaviors can lead to bullying and harassment. Okay, I know we all have experienced some form of this in our lifetime, whether on the bullying end or the victim end. So hopefully together we can come up with some ways to combat this and help stomp it out. Okay, so on your piece of paper, I want you to jot down some reasons why you feel like people bully or harass others. Okay, write them down bullet style in a sentence or whatever you want. I did bullet style on mine. Okay, why do you think people bully and harass others? What reasons do you think? Write them down. Great job. I came up with several, so I know you can come up with several as well. Okay. This will help you with the assignment later, so make sure you're completing it. Okay, what are social factors? Social factors are those common beliefs, attitudes, and behaviors of a particular group or community. Okay, we're going to click these white dots to find out more. Okay, so bullying is accepted. Sometimes people don't stand up and don't do anything, and they just say, oh, whatever, it's a part of life. It happened to me. It should happen to them too. We need to stop that bias. It is not acceptable in any way. And I'm sorry if it happened to you, and you need to be sorry for when it happens to other people. Okay. Stereotypes and assumptions. Some people have oversimplified ideas that groups of people have certain characteristics. These ideas are unproven. That means they're untrue. Okay, so that's what we need to take into consideration when we're considering the social factors of bullying. Okay, here's a short video to talk about social factors.
I was consistently excluded from the other girls. They would go off to see each other. Even if I'd be left alone. If I asked, like, oh, where are you going? They wouldn't tell me. They'd be like, oh, I'm not going to tell you.
People would just call me, like, gay and, like, names and stuff, and people would just, like, pick on me and just left me out of, like, things, you know? I was feeling really depressed.
There was this boy, and the kids in my grade used to pick on him and hit him, and I don't think he understood that it wasn't okay. And I stood up for him. I told him that this is not okay. Why are you doing this? And then eventually it stopped because I kept on. I had to keep on doing it.
I had been bullied before, but I didn't like being bullied. They pushed me around, took my lunch, took my book bag, ripped up my homework, spit on me, kicked me. I felt bad about getting bullied.
Okay, so those are some stories of people who stood up for people to stop the bullying or who were bullied. Okay, so what do you think? We're going to talk about each one of these. Okay, what social factors did you think contributed to the bullying and harassment of these students? Okay, so I want you to write down each one of the names on the paper. Okay. In which social factors that it was just normal and it happens to everybody, or that it's not okay, or a stereotype. Okay, write your answers down. Just jot a few things down. That'll jog your memory for your assignment later. Okay, Which social factors contributed? Jackson is walking to class when he notices 2 students on the hallway shouting offensive names at another student. Jackson doesn't want to say anything and continues to walk. So there are 2 social factors that contributed here. Here are your possible answers, okay? That it's accepted, that bullying is just a normal part of growing up, and that isn't his responsibility to report it, okay? Or it's power and privilege. The student's bullying might be more powerful or more popular than Jackson, so he's afraid to stand up to them, okay? But the bottom line is just to be kind. And the kind thing is to stand up for them and to stop it. Okay? Which social factors contributed? She is very proud of her heritage and often wears t-shirts with slogans in Spanish on them. But whenever she wears those t-shirts to school, a certain group of friends shout hurtful comments at her. Okay, so we talked about another section, another social factor that can contribute here. Okay? Stereotypes and assumptions. Okay? The students harassing Mariana might have a negative assumption about her because she's wearing t-shirts with Latin heritage slogans on them, or power and privilege. The students doing this might be more powerful or popular, so she might be afraid to stand up to them by herself. That's why you can come alongside her and stand up for her as well. Okay? So we're going to wrap up this lesson by thinking of something that you've seen or experienced here at school or in the community, wherever it might be. What social factors contributed to what situation you're thinking about? Is it power and privilege? Is it just okay because it's part of life? Or is it a stereotype? Why do you think? Okay, jot your ideas down. There will be a Google form for you guys to fill out as a reflection here at the end of the next one. So just make sure you're taking good lessons so I can go through and look at your reflections. Okay? So this one is done. Nice job. Okay? So look at my cute little family. So now I'm going to go and pull up this next lesson for us to keep going. Okay, so keeping this fresh in mind, we just talked about the social factors that go into bullying, and now we're going to talk about the environmental factors that might contribute to bullying. Okay, so keep this in mind. Okay, here it comes. Environmental factors that contribute to bullying. In this lesson, we're going to talk about the physical space and rules within the area that make bullying and harassment more likely to happen. So we're going to talk about the school's physical space, maybe someone's house, maybe the neighborhood, maybe church, who knows? Okay, so let's go and find out. Okay, on your piece of paper, jot down, where was the last place you experienced, you witnessed, or heard about bullying happening at school? Where in the school? Was it in a classroom? Was it in the hallway? Was it at lunch? Was it in the gym? Was it in the locker room? Where would it be? A physical place, not online. Okay. What are environmental factors? The environmental factors are the physical space and any rules and regulations that apply within an area. Okay, physical space. The way an area is set up with furnitures, walls, and other items, and who or what occupies the space, such as bathrooms, hallways for certain grades. Okay, what are rules and regulations? Okay. What's allowed or not allowed in certain areas or situations, and how well the rules are followed and enforced. So it's two-sided, Okay, it's how well you guys are following the rules and how well we are enforcing them. They go hand in hand together. Okay? So, class survey. Where is the bullying and harassment more likely to happen at your school? Okay, Mrs. Rodden is going to do this on the screen, but if I get something wrong, you put your percentages where you feel. So 22%, let's start with the lowest percentage. I feel like the lowest percentage happens in a classroom. Okay, let's see. Okay, I feel like the next lowest percentage, probably, I might be wrong, happens at lunch. The next lowest here. I think the highest happens in the bathroom, here, and on the bus. I got them all wrong. What? Let's see how close I am. I think I'm going to get all these wrong again. Who knows? Okay. Say, how does your school compare? Where do you think? Okay, tell me where you think it happens. Okay. So how do our school rules, and right now our school rules are, obviously don't bully. You got to protect everybody. And really, there's a difference between being mean and being a bully. Okay, being a bully is it happens often. Okay, and you ask them to stop and they don't stop, right? Or if they're just being mean and you ask them to stop and they stop, that's not bullying. Okay, so how do our school rules and regulations protect or not protect students from bullying? Okay, which social and environmental factors do you want to change the most and why? Okay, social factors, bullying is accepted, power and privilege, stereotypes, environmental factors, physical space, rules and regulations. Okay, so I want you to wrap it up with this. And then along with this, there is a little Google form I want you to fill out. Okay, and this is going to be kind of how it goes from here on out. For the rest of the year, this is how you're going to get your lessons, and how you're going to give feedback and how you're going to get feedback from me and your teachers. Okay, so please complete the form that follows this and let me know if you have any questions.